So at the end of 2025, I broke my arm, my right arm, my dominant arm. And somewhere between the pain and the inconvenience and really the stillness that is forced upon us when we cannot do things we normally can, I realized there was a message probably in it. Is it that I need to gain more patience, that I need to slow down, that I need to see who I can trust in my life to show up? And the answer didn't come all at once. I'm still learning. When your dominant hand is suddenly basically tied behind your back and you only have one hand that you can use, it changes everything. You have to ask for help from strangers, from new friends, for things you never even think about. Having to open a bottle, having to wash dishes. Think of using only one hand. To wash your hand, you don't have hands, you have a hand. And you have to get it out, the soap out of the bottle, turn on the sink, rinse your hand, wipe it, all with one hand. In those moments, I thought about my mom, a single mom who worked 3 jobs and survived breast cancer twice and only asked a few things from us. And it was very hard from her, and still is today, for her to ask for help. I asked for help from people who I loved, and some of them didn't show up the way I had hoped. It's not just my story, it's our story. What really surprised me is the community that formed around me when I stopped pretending I could do it all myself and asked for help. Even before I asked for help, people were coming over to help me with the basics, opening bags, sending dinner over for New Year's Eve so that I wouldn't have to clean dishes and that I wouldn't feel that I was alone, that I would have the support and love of food and friends around me. Offers to drive hours just to make sure I had food, and locals who would come over and help me with all kinds of needs. Those conversations that we call casual, coffee chats, they're often the ones that carry us through. And as I look back at 2025, beyond this, there's a lot of things that I had to learn. I learned that I have a voice and it matters, and the impact depends on the right context. This season reminded me that leadership isn't just about being self-sufficient. It's about knowing when to ask for help. In 2026, it's about alignment, choosing where I invest my energy and being intentional in how I show up. We show up for our families, each other, and our communities is what matters most. So, as I'm entering 2026, a little bit different, a little bit challenging, I focus on what matters and letting go of the rest. Not really supposed to use this hand at all, including my fingers, because when I try to press or move too much, it moves my wrist, which I have to keep solid, or if the bone moves, then I have to have surgery. So things like if you're in the shower, right, you have to get shampoo. If you have one of these bottles in the shower, like how do you do that with one hand? Deodorant, taking the lid off, pill bottles. My coffee maker is the easiest thing to operate, thank goodness. Walking the dog, had to get a different leash because you can't use the one that has the retractable with trying to pick up poop when you just have one hand. And dog leash can't snap. Tying your shoes, all kinds of things. So while I'm grateful it's not worse, I have so much more appreciation for people who like never get access to their arm again or don't have an arm. Disabled, like bathrooms are not made for folks who can't, do the things like this or, pump, and it's just very different. And what a way to end the year.